That cream that started to rise? Yeah. Could you get me the actual grades of the other individuals? It mentions a senior in page B2. Yeah. But I just want to make sure that my sons are competing against the right grade. Now, Susan Bowers, my biological sister? Yeah. She impersonated Marilyn Van Proyn in a Rotary newsletter. Yes. Where I really thought that Marilyn was being abused as a wife. Yeah. And I'd like her to be the mother of my sons. Yes. So I'd like for you to arrange for me to be able to speak to her today about whether or not she would like to parent with me. Yes. Our children. Now, for those in law enforcement that have any knowledge of the exploitation, yes, abuse, and neglect of children or their spouses right now, I'd like to talk to her about being a parent, yes, and why we should be residing at the same location. That would probably be a hotel room, yes, where we would have all of our children in the same room at the same time. So we could explain to them about the change of their parenting. Oh, now if you needed some evidence right now, I'm going to want those victims' resources. Yeah. And I'm going to want the victims' restitution. Yes. And I'm going to want to use the court systems of the United States. Yes. And many other nations for that matter. But now, since we're going over all the various lawsuits that are available to you, yes, there's what's known as the elected officials. See, I sent you a screen print of the RCW 29A.60.280. Yeah. The elected offices governed by this section, the oaths of office must be taken as the last step of qualification. Yeah. As defined in RCW 29A.04.133. But may be taken either, yes, up to 10 days prior to the scheduled date of assuming office. Oh, or at the last regular meeting of the governing body of the applicable county, city, town, yes, or special district held before the winner is to assume office. Yes. Now, there's been some assumptions of office. Yes. And for any of you, yes, that have been elected to office, yes, that have assumed office, yes, that have any knowledge of the forgery, oh, the fraud, the kidnapping, oh, the conspiracy, ouch, the child abuse and child neglect, right now, the kidnapping, oh, the kidnapping, oh, the kidnapping. I'm going to want those special districts, the towns, the cities, the applicable counties, yeah, as well as the oaths of office of every tribal government, oh, all of the states, and in the federal government when appointed to office, yes, I'm going to want to know if you know about the use of the fraud of the judicial system when taking children from their parents without any due process. Mm. Now you'll notice in that oath of office, yes, you have an obligation to support and defend the Constitution, yes, of your individual state, yeah, and you have an obligation to support and defend the laws of your state and federal laws, yes, as well as the United States Constitution. And for every oath of office that did get elected over the last 3.5 years, right now, that has any knowledge of this, the issuing of protection orders right now, I'm going to sue you. Ouch. Now, I've mentioned these individuals and I call them oaths that seem to think you can get elected to office. Yes, 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 yes. And you may be enabled or allowed to be in office. Yes, while at the same time having any knowledge of any crime.